Hello and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I've got a beautiful die set from Spellbinders. It's actually designed by my lovely friend Bibi Cameron, and this is called Bibi's Pop Up Hummingbird die set. So you can see the beautiful dies here. This makes the Pop Up Hummingbird itself. These are the wings. There's a beautiful large flower and then part that goes in the inside. Leaves, one for the center, little stamens. This is the inside part of the bird here, this part on the breast. This is the beak and little eyes, and then this little part here makes up the little mechanism that makes the whole thing pop up. But if you have a look at this, you'll see that you can also use this in different ways. You won't necessarily have to use it for the pop-up mechanism, so that means you'll get a lot of extra mileage out of it, because you can split these little birds and just follow the curve around here and add the wings on, the beaks, and you'll have two little birds. If you just cut it centrally down here, you'll get a little flat part on here, but you can actually round that and make two separate birds, and they can come from different angles on your page or your card, and then just cut out double the amount of wings for that as well. The flower obviously then can be used separately from the bird, and then obviously foliage is just fantastic for using on all sorts of things. Now this is the first time I have seen this die set. I just got it a couple of days ago. I used it once yesterday. I thought it was absolutely gorgeous, and I want to share it with you today. So if you think you're going to like this kind of thing, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. And if you do enjoy it at the end, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Also, my affiliate links for this will be down below in the description, and there may be some more details about the set in the description if you want to have a little look. So I also have another die set from the same collection, and that will be a follow-up video very soon as well. Now there's a couple of different ways that you can make the pop-up mechanism for this. In the one that I made yesterday, I actually made this as a sleeve that popped inside a card, and I glued it to the inside of the card, and then the whole thing opened up. This time I'm going to use an A6, and this is 300 GSM card, and this is going to actually be the card base, and I'm going to have all the mechanism in here, and then I'm going to put a panel onto the front. So first of all, because I'm doing it this way this time, I need to cut this little piece into the front of the card. Now I did go ahead and die cut one of the flowers first, so that I knew exactly where I wanted that. So I'm leaving a little space here, and then I cut the hummingbird, and I know that this little piece here is the part that goes through the part here. So I have done the same thing, and I just measured up there. So this measures 4 centimeters from the top of the card to the base of this part, and then 1.5 from here to here, and that gives you a good guideline, but it doesn't have to be exact. It's just where you want to place your card, but do remember not to have it up here, or this part will be sort of poking out the edge and then the tails of the bird, so you don't want it too far up this way or this way. And there we are, we've got that, and then I have gone ahead and cut out lots and lots of different pieces. So in the one that I made yesterday, I've added the inner petals. So I'll just bring the little die set back in again. This one today, I'm just going to use the outside edge and then this part, but yesterday I have added all three together, and I'll show you that at the end. I don't really want to show you that one just until I get this one made. But I have cut out one of these and then this as well, and I've cut them in white, because today I thought it kind of reminded me of a passion flower, and I know it's not exactly the same, but I'm going to roll with that, and we'll do those colours as well. Then I wanted to have the little birds in this beautiful turquoisey colour, so I've cut this out, and I'm going to fold that right across there and have that ready with the little beak. So I've cut out 2 of these here, and the 2 little eyes, which I'm not going to bring over just at the minute. I've cut out lots of foliage and bits and pieces, and I've cut out 2 wings. So let's have a little look. Actually, I've cut those out twice because I'm going to use them for something else as well. But I'm going to assemble these first of all, and we'll do the flower first. And I'm going to do a little bit of embossing, just a little bit of inking and embossing, because as I said, I want that to become sort of like a passion flower. So first of all, I'm going to start off with my large flower, and I'm just going to add a little ink in around the edges here, and that's a kind of a greeny colour, just whatever you have that's close to that, and you don't want it too deep. It's just going to be around the edge. And then I'm going to just mold those a little bit with a ball tool. So because in keeping with the passion flower, I'm just going to bring those petals into the center like that with a large ball tool. Now I know that this is going to flatten down quite a bit whenever I actually make this up, but I do want to give it a little bit of dimension still. I'm actually also going to cut off those little tabs because in yesterday's card I thought they added just a little bit of bulk that I don't want in this one because this is the front. So I'm going to snip those off, and then when I come to my next bit I'm going to glue one on top of the other. Right, now we'll come back to this bit, and because it's passion flower again, I have got some purpley coloured ink. It's just a pale ink, and I'm going to go right around the outside of this little bit, inking all those up. You don't have to do this, you can do this in whatever colour you like, but it just kind of appealed to me that that would be nice to look like this. Then I'm going to grab my Nuvo alcohol marker here. Again, you can use whatever you like, and I'm just going with, this is a darker colour than the ink I've used originally, and I'm just going to go around here. So that's kind of the base of those same little pieces. I'll show you it closer in a minute, and go right around there. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be sort of fairly close to that. Now you can see if I hold it up that we've got some going up the stamens here, and then just a little bit in the center. And I'm also going to take a darkish yellow and go around here. Now I'm going to glue these together, and you just put glue down one of the petals and attach that over like that. There you are. And then when you turn this over, you'll be able to see that actually it can go across here, and just fold that in half. And make sure that all the little petals line up like that. So there's the part where I glued it together. You can see that there, and then I've glued it, folded it right across there. I'm going to do exactly the same thing on here. That little tab gets folded in behind there, and just hold that for a minute or two, like so. And then we're going to fold this in half, just so that those little tabs line up. Now, that's obviously what you would do if you're going to line up the tabs in that one, but I've already cut them off. If you were going ahead to add this piece in, which is the smaller petal here, you can do exactly the same thing and pop it on top there. But what I'm going to do now is just glue this piece here right around there, not putting any glue on the tabs, but just around that bit, and set this right into the center like that, and fold it over. And now that bit then can get put through here. So now, just to cut out the center pieces here, I've taken the little floral die, which is this part, and you can just use that straight into the center by folding it in half. But this time I'm going to make a little bit of extra dimension on it, so I've cut out two, and I'm just snipping here, just being careful not to go too much further than the end of the petals, because I do want the center of it still to keep sort of well joined together. I don't want it all to fall apart. And then I'm just going to bring my little embossing mat and my stylus back in. Have I done all of those? Yes. And give a little bit of dimension into the center of that, and you can see the way all of those little pieces just cross over, and that's as close as I'm going to get to having that looking like a passion flower. So I'm then going to glue that into there, and then I'm going to make sure that both of them are tightly glued together, and I'm going to add glue to both sides of the little fold. You can take that away now, and then I can pop that right down into the center. And the easiest way to do that is just to grab a pair of tweezers and put that in along the fold. Make sure it's still in the right place by pushing that in and folding that over, and there you are. Now we can leave that for a moment or two and go on to add leaves and different things onto that, but I want to just get the spacing right with the little hummingbird. So you can see there the way I've already folded the two hummingbirds over together like that. So I just want a little bit of definition on the little hummingbird that I've folded over here, and I've just taken some darker ink and I'm putting some on the base of the tail, not too much, just a little bit down there, and then I'll add a little bit on around here, and then I'm going to add some onto the little wings as well, just out at the tips. I'm going to go ahead and decorate the bird. So this little wavy part is obviously the part then that goes up into the center of the bird, and there is a little guideline there, so it's actually pretty easy to put on. I've added a little bit of ink onto that as well, and I'll do the one on the other side here. There we are. I love those colours, and I just thought it would be really, really nice. It's actually quite different from the passion flower there, but I think the turquoise and all of that works well together. Now, I've got the little wings, and one is going to get glued on here, so I really only just need glue down at the base of that, because you don't want this bird to get attached, glued in any way together in the centre there, and that will come just about there, and then exactly the same thing on the other side. So glue on there and fold it over, and there you have it. And just bring it apart again just to be sure that you're not going to glue any of those together. Then you can go ahead and add these little eyes and the beak on. So the beak just gets glued on by this little base here, and obviously on a hummingbird the beak is going facing down the way, so pop that right on there, and then you'll take the other one and it goes on the other side. Now it's easier actually if you just put a bit of glue on here this time and glue right along, because those two little beak pieces are going to get glued together. And then you can either glue the eye pieces in, or you can add a little dot of black. You can go ahead and attach this in. So these little pieces here are the parts that go through these little holes, and you'll put one through each side just like we did with the flower, and fold them back. And remember, because I'm using this as the front of the card, I'm just adding a panel onto it, that you must remember to always fold them in this way, because the panel then will cover that, and I'll do exactly the same thing on the other side. That is so beautiful, isn't it? But I thought I would love another one of these flowers in a flatter area up here. So I have all the pieces cut out, and you can see that I've actually embossed again a little bit and inked around the edges. And for each of these flowers that will go up at the top, I would need 2 pieces of everything. So I've cut 2 of these, and I'm going to slot those together like that and just line up the petals. I could do it this way and have lots more on it, but I think I'm just going to overlap them and have them lined up like that. And that means then that I add some glue along this area here, and then some will have to go on the top because of just of the way it overlaps. So there we are, just like that. And then on this section here, you can lift this back and pop the glue in here, and then fold that down. And now I'm going to do exactly the same thing with 2 of these that I have already prepared, I'm going to glue those together, overlapping as well. It doesn't really matter about these center pieces this time because you won't see them in the end. And then I'm going to glue these into there, and I'll show you how I made this lovely little passion flower leaf. To make this leaf then, you can see that I've got 5 of them cut out, and I've inked the edges of the little individual leaves, and then I'm just going to add 2 on top of each other like that, and that gives the sort of main shape there. Now on these ones I just want to cut off this bottom part here, so that's there, and just do exactly the same thing on the other one. And again then add glue onto that part and pop it down here. So this one's going to be facing down the way just like that. That will be smaller, as you can see. And then this one as well. And now I can go ahead and just glue these on here, and I think that's really taking shape. I've seen quite a few people have this card and it opens this way, and that's really beautiful, but I kind of like the effect of it when you see the bird if you open it up in this orientation. So we're going for this way, and I then added a little strip across here that I can write on, and you can probably see there then that I added a couple of extra little leaves, or at least one here. And I'm going to add probably some little drops in the center of these, but I'm going to wait until that's all finished. But as you can see, my card opens out completely flat because I've used the card base this time. Now I'm going to decorate the front of it. So I've gone ahead with a lovely little panel which I've just cut, and that covers these tabs completely and leaves a lovely little edge right around. And again, because I love the card opening this way, I'm going to go for landscape mode in this as well. So I'm going to glue that on first of all, and then we'll add the little flower, and I'll show you how I made another lovely little hummingbird, just a single one this time, to put on the front of that as well. There's the little bird, and I've cut out the 2 pieces joined together the way they were, and I've already gone ahead and inked the top and head of this one. So I'm just going to curve that around there and then go straight across there. You can see there that I could actually just have rounded that off and added the little beak on, and I would have 2 birds, but this time I just want to use the one. And I've got that ready, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue all these little pieces on. So you see, this time I've actually cut the same wing out twice and put one at a different angle from the other. And the reason I cut the same one was because I wanted to see the pattern on the one that's in behind there as well. So now I'm just going to position this like that and put it down on the front of the card, and then put my little flower in here. So there's the finished card. I'm actually going to add some drops on, as I said, to there and to there, but I'm going to wait, and you'll see those at the end on the finished project photos at the end of the video. But isn't that really gorgeous? Really, really lovely to see that you can use the bird in a totally different way as what it's like whenever you pop that up. And that is so, so beautiful inside there. But I want to show you now the one that I made yesterday, because it's slightly different. Well, it's actually quite a bit different at this part here. So where I actually made the card with this attached to it, I put all of this onto the insert yesterday, and I actually put the little bird at a different angle, so I didn't pull these pieces in as tight, and that means when you open it up, the bird is more as if it's going right down into the flower rather than sitting up a bit more like this one. And I have added some flowers and bits and pieces onto here. I've used all of the pieces inside the center of that one, and that meant there was a little bit of bulk here, and that's why I decided this time that I would cut those off before I added this on. Now, as you can see these at the back here, and I can either add a little strip down the back or else put another panel the same green as that onto there as well. But on this one, the card is totally intact, but again, I've added my little strip. The flowers are totally different here, because it wasn't going for the passion flower theme that time. But just wanted to show you the two different ways, and obviously then I've made myself a lovely little panel for the front of this one with blue on it, and using the tiny little flower here instead of the bigger flower, and I'm going to glue that on, and I think that looks really, really lovely too. But you can let me know what you think. Don't forget, leave me a little comment down below. I always love to know what you're thinking about how I go about making all of these. Need a little bit extra glue on there just to hold all of that down. And if you do think that that should maybe be in the portrait orientation rather than the landscape, let me know what you think about that. If you haven't made it before and you would like to try it, and you maybe want to buy that die set, you obviously will find my affiliate links down below too. So I do appreciate your company. Thank you very, very much. My avatar, whenever I was sort of not putting my photograph on things, was always a passion flower, and I absolutely love them. I have them growing in the garden, and I really, really love them, and I really love birds, so that one there really, really appeals to me. Although if you do fancy sort of bolder colours, that one's gorgeous too. Let me know what your favourite is, and thanks very, very much. Don't forget to subscribe too if you haven't done that. Hit the notification bell, and hopefully I'll see you back again soon. In the meantime, thank you very, very much. Bye bye.